So I have been working on this account. This girl found me off TikTok and she mentioned that her passport, well, she thinks her passport has been revoked and, of course, needed help. So, of course, in my research, her passport was revoked from the IRS because of the amount that she owes. And, of course, it's summertime and, everyone wants to travel. So she wanted to, get things in order. So, did the process as far as calling them, doing her financials over the phone, and so forth. And so, all in all, this was a very lengthy process, right? So, you do need to, of course, when you owe well over 100,000, well, really, I've seen the threshold can be at least at 60. The IRS can take your passport. Period. And so you do need to be on a payment plan in order for them to, unrevoke your passport, and then that way you can travel. So we did all of that. We've been calling nonstop for the past 2 weeks because it usually only takes a good 7 to 14 days for it to get officially approved from their manager's approval. And so we've been getting the runaround for the past 2 weeks. And this agent was trying to say she doesn't see anything in the system. And of course, I pushed back and was like, no, you need to look a little more because this is ridiculous. So she finally sees it. And just for her to say, the previous agent never submitted it to the manager for approval. So her account has just been sitting for the past month. So I say this to say sometimes you have to be patient, go the extra mile. This is another example of sometimes when we are doing our job, the IRS sometimes doesn't do their job, and which makes the tax specialist job even harder because at the end of the day, the client is looking for answers. The client is looking for results, and sometimes the client is not patient. And at the end, they don't want to hear, that it hasn't been approved or you have to start over or whatever the case may be. So this is just another prime example of the IRS sometimes, slacks on their end. So this is another example of, again, giving the tax specialist just a little bit more grace when it comes to the process and trusting them and making sure that they're doing their part, and making sure that things get done. But again, if it's out of their hands, all we can do is do the follow ups, do the pushbacks to make sure